It is that time again. We've got 100 packs from the new set that we're going to open. It's basically like Christmas morning. Let's see what cards we get from these 100 packs from Lost Caverns of Ixalan. Welcome back to the channel. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe if you want more videos like this, if you don't want to miss out. Okay, so we've got 100 packs. We've bought about 60 or something from the store. We've got some from the Mastery Pass, some from the 3 packs you get for free for every set, and then some from Premier Drafts as well. And we've rounded it up to 100. We've also got 6 golden packs as well. So we're going to open these packs and we're going to see how much value we get from them and how many wildcards we get. Around 83 commons, 35 uncommons, 4 rares and 0 mythic, because I can't stop using them. And we have 14.6% vault progress. We'll see where we get to by the end. For reference, on the set at the moment, we are on 62% complete for singles of each card. So we'll see if we can get through a lot of that and see if we can start. Well, will we get all singles? Probably not. We'll see what happens with that. Okay, and here we go. We're going to start with, we're going to open 10 at a time because otherwise this takes absolutely ages. Okay, so we want to look out for certain rares and mythics. I'm really excited to look for. Let's have a look. We've got a mythic wildcard. That's perfect. We've got LCI Pack Opening. Lots of things we can do with instants that rebound. Adventure cards. That's cool. Whale of the Forgotten. That seems pretty good for mere decks I would like to make. Deep Root Pilgrimage. Will there be a good Merfolk deck? I've seen some people use good Merfolk decks against me. Relatively good. Inti is a really good one for human aggro. Corpses of the Lost. I don't like the look of this one, but we'll see. Maybe I can use that. Maybe it'll surprise me. Stalactite Stalker. Pretty good. Fathom Echo. Good for Merfolk. Growing Rights of Ixalan. Yeah, sure. Probably good. And Restless Fence. Lands are always good. As for the others, commons, uncommons, Deep Cavern Bat. Really, really good. I'm happy to get those. Akawali. I know it says first here, but there's a bit of a glitch with saying whether it's the first one or not. So I think it's not my first one. I'm sure I have a few of those. Really good for a Descend deck. It's like a 3-mana creature that can become a 7/7 with trample and can't be blocked by more than one creature. It's a lot if you have Descend 8. So yes, a really good one there. And other than that, anything really standing out there? Not hugely. Oh, the Mythic Draft? I think it's Draft. Everyone calls this something different. Really good in Artifact, Sacrifice decks, Anvil deck. I really want to make one of those. I don't necessarily like Anvil that much, but there's some really cool things we can add to Anvil that make it pretty amazing these days. Apart from that, anything else really exciting? Not hugely. Okay, let's open the next 10. All these wild cards coming up. Okay. Okay, so we've got LCI Attack, Deepest Foundation. Triple your creature tokens. So, crazy things we can do with that. Kutzil's Flanker. Are we going to do some kind of Selesnya counters deck, possibly? Fathom Echo. I can see the Merfolk deck coming together. Black and White Sacrifice. Exploring. Destroy all other creatures if its power is exactly 20. Will that ever happen? Maybe. Itlamok again. Okay. Jade Light Spelunker. This is the one you get when you buy 45 packs in one go and you get a free rare card. There was a bit of confusion because on the store it actually shows that you get a card style. When I bought the 45 packs, I got the card and the style, even though it says first. It's not my first one. So you do get an extra rare card when you buy 45 packs. Warden of the Inner Sky. Yes, I've seen some people say that's really good. I haven't really tried it out myself yet. Starving Revenant. Use that. Corpses of the Lost again. And Malcolm. Malcolm is pretty good. Okay, so anything else in the commons and uncommons that are really good? The Dusk Rose Reliquary is pretty good for a 1 mana with Ward 2. to exile an artifact or creature. I like that. Explorer's Cache. Use this a lot in probably green and white +1 counter decks. Geological Appraiser does some crazy things sometimes. Some ideas that I can use that for. Freebooter, be good at Descend. Anything else really, really good? Party's Favor I quite like. It's 3 mana and it discovers 3. But if you don't have things that cost 1 in your deck, maybe you have to have some things that cost 2, there's a good chance you're going to pay 3 to put this out, give something +1 and trample, and discover 3 again. That's pretty amazing. Let's see, anything else? The Braid, how exciting. Yeah, I don't think there's really that much else in that one that I'm usually excited by. I quite like the caves that sacrifice and discover 4. Kind of? I don't know. I think I do. Okay, right. Next. And packs. Not showing my wildcards going up here, which I'm kind of nervous about. Blood Letter of Aquazots. I'm really happy to get that because looking forward to do some crazy things with that. If I get another, 1 or 2 of those, I'll be very happy. Another Gishath. I like it. Do I use it much? Not really, but... And then a Bone Horde Dracosaur. That's probably the dinosaur I'm most excited by, even more than, I don't know, what's the other one? Trumpeting Carnosaur. Although the budget deck with that is pretty fun as well. Resplendent Angel. Yeah, we can do some life gain things with that. That's good. We've got a land. Always happy to get that. Treasure Map. Really good in lots of decks. Lots of value we can get from that. Braided Net. Might be good. I don't think it's good, but let me know if it is. Throne of the Grim Captain. Seems good, but only in the deck where you want to get the Grim Captain. Well, I guess you can mill 2 cards with it, so it's good for Descend strategies. Maybe you have lots of permanents. But maybe you want to have, the Grim Captain is the goal of this. I don't know if you'd have that in a deck when that isn't the goal. I don't know. Another Inti. And another wild card. Okay, as for the commons and uncommons, Bitter Triumph, really good removal for creatures or planeswalkers, although I don't know if it's better than the one that makes them sacrifice, Shieldred Edict. I don't know if it's better. If you want to take out a planeswalker, there's normally just one, so Edict will do it, and Edict will do it for like higher, which is hexproof. Also have to discard a card or pay 3 life. Kind of a bit rough, but maybe you'd have some of these in a deck just in case. It's like Infernal Grasp destroys a creature at the cost of 2 life. So, is this better? I don't know, it's kind of in between. Anything else particularly exciting? Kind of like Earthshaker Dreadmore, because I like the idea of having lots of dinosaurs and drawing lots of cards. But there's probably better dinosaurs we can get, like the Dracosaur is just better. 5 mana, flying, first strike, exiles cards itself every turn. So yeah, better than that one. Defossilize seems like a pretty nice reanimation spell, in that you get to explore twice with whatever you return to the battlefield. So it has a chance of getting 2+1 counters on it, or drawing 2 lands from your deck as well. But there's probably still better ones we can use than that. The one that's green and black is pretty good. Okay. Anything else here that's really exciting? Not really. This is the thing with commons and uncommons. There's so many things that are like, okay, they're good in draft games. Would I ever use it in, a constructed deck? Probably not. Tinker's Tote is good for making lots of non-land permanents when you have like a Bunnycorn or the Thousand Moon Smithy, whatever that's called. Because it makes 3, artifacts. Pretty good. Okay, let's continue. Why are my wildcards not showing as going up? I'm really nervous when it gets to the end of this and it's just like a glitch. And I won't get any new ones. So I'm definitely getting new ones coming up there. Okay, right, the mythics. We have Veto, Black White Sacrifice, gain 2 life, opponent loses life. Cool, Millennium Calendar. I may have a few of these already. I think I might have crafted like 2, maybe 3, which I don't recommend doing, but I did it just for fun. So now I've got like 4 of them. Great. I don't know what deck the Millennium Calendar is really good in. I've seen people use it. I've seen people use it in different kind of control games, and it looks like when they win a game, it's not because of the calendar. The calendar just happens to be there, and they win because they're playing a good control deck. Or you have the All Will Be One combo with it, which I haven't found to work that well. So, I don't know. Another Restless Fence, really good for, my black-red sacrifice idea that I want to work on, having all these extra 2-color lands. Roaming Throne is like the best card you can get for like tribal creature type synergies. So I'm going to put that in loads of decks. The Great Door, it's good, but I don't tend to think of using it in things. Breach is possibly like the only thing in this set that's good for mono red aggro. Get that to like make it easy for you to read it. 3/3 with First Strike. Like if you put it in after a Kamano, you get the 4/4 First Strike. The 3 mana that has extra value. Shame it doesn't have haste. But yeah, it's still a pretty good card. There's lots of things. The land's always good, and the 1,000 Moon Smithy goes well with lots of other things. Okay. So, let's move on. The Presidio. Yeah, sacrificing things without the cost, like instant speed, really good. And what else is so good? We've got lots of Dusk Rose Reliquaries now. We're probably finding that... See, it still says first, even though we've got one before. So ignore all this first, it doesn't mean anything. Fanatical Offering, really good for a, sacrifice style deck. There used to be... what was it called? It used to be like a 2-mana similar thing in Standard before that rotated out. It was like in the Dungeons and Dragons set, possibly. Yeah, really, really good. Definitely need that kind of thing in a black sacrifice deck. And anything else that's exciting here? Any other really good? Another Fanatical Offering. So I've probably got at least maybe 3 of them by now. And anything else? There's another Fanatical Offering. I must have that's at least 3. I've probably got 4 of them by now. Okay, we're almost halfway there already. Making good time. Okay, more wildcards popping out there. And we only have 1 mythic, and it's a wildcard. That's fine. When I find out how many mythic wildcards I have, I'm going to be happy, making some bloodletters and things. Deep Fathom Echo. This game really wants me to make a Merfolk deck. If Bridge is okay. Restless Reef is good. Echoing Depths, is that good at all? Copy of any land card in a graveyard. Yes. Could be pretty good. Yeah, Merfolk, okay. Get the message. Tide Stalker, okay. Paleontologist for the Dragon decks. Fabrication Foundry, okay. So, anything else that's particularly exciting? Does this work in a sacrifice deck? If you descended, each opponent discards a card or sacrifice permanent. Does 3 damage to each opponent who didn't. Possibly, but not in the one that I'm thinking of. Okay, another Belligerent Yearling. Really good uncommon for those dinosaur decks when you follow it up with a Hammerhead thing. What's it called? Pugnacious Hammerhead? You know the one. Yeah, because that becomes a 6/2 trample. It's an uncommon. That's really cool. But still, really, really good for draft games that I've done. I think in the one draft event where I got to 7 wins, it was because of this guy. I had 2 of those in my deck. And yeah, the opponent just couldn't deal with my combat tricks because they couldn't do anything on my turn. So, yeah. And also drawing cards. Whenever something with power greater than its base power deals combat damage. So, really good for Selesnya counter kind of decks. I don't know how competitive they are, but they are pretty fun. So maybe I'll be making one of those. Another Fanatical Offering. We've definitely got 4 of those now. And here's another one. So it's definitely pushing up my my vault progress, even though it's not showing it to me right now. I will get that checked out in a moment. There's another fanatical offering. It's funny when you get like one thing so many times. Okay, anything else exciting from the uncommons, commons, uncommons? Not really. Okay, moving on. Okay, that's halfway done. Let's open up the next 10. Wildcards popping in. We have 2 mythics. We have another Gishath. Okay. Moja Kaslem. Will it make mono green actually good again? Try that out sooner or later. Well, there's Awakening. Reanimate something on like turn 4. Possibly sooner. Possibly turn 3. I think. I suppose we could do that. Okay, Belligerent. Ever-flowing. Well. Hit the mother load. Okay. Brass's Tunnel Grinder. I think that is the first one I've got of that. Definitely good for lots of combo decks. It helps you find the things you want to find because it chucks loads of things in the graveyard. Lands, really happy to see the lands because I know I'm going to get lots of use out of those. And there's another one. And the Evangelist. Black, white, make back, sacrifice things, go wide. Yeah, do something with that. Other than that, what else do we have in the commons and uncommons? Anything particularly exciting? You know, I'm not seeing anything else that's like hugely crazy here. I think there are lots of good rares and mythics in the set. I don't know if there's that many good commons and uncommons. There are definitely some that really stand out, but I feel like it's not as many as normal. These, yeah, there's nothing that exciting. Okay, right, next ones. More wild cards, and we have 2 mythics. We have a Galter, we're definitely making these dinosaurs. And the Dracosaur, that's number 2. Yeah, definitely making Gruul dinosaurs out of this. So wild card, Amalia again. Fire Flail. This is a rare. Equipped creature gets +2/+0, equipped 1. Craft with artifact. Equipped creature gets +3. Whenever it attacks, you may sacrifice an artifact. Other than this, when you do, does damage equal to its power to target creature. Interesting. Will we try to use that? Possibly. Maybe in an equipment deck. I don't know. Equipment decks don't normally do too well, but maybe. Interesting one to put in there. Souls of the Lost with a self-mill kind of descend strategy. These can get huge. 1000 Moon Smithy, going wide with white. Sounds fun. Creature of the Schism. I like this one. I like this one because it's got good toughness, it's got death touch. When it attacks, you either create something with lifelink if you're behind with life, or if you're ahead with life, you draw cards and lose 1 life. So it keeps things balanced. It does whatever you kind of need at the time, which is really nice. I like that one. Hatcher is okay. Another Restless Ridge. Or the dinosaur deck. Okay, and then the commons and uncommons. Chomp. Really good for the dinosaur decks. I'm happy to see that. I might already have them actually. Possibly. And anything else that's really good here? No, like the set Dead Weight is really good for a descend strategy because it's decent removal. Kind of like cut down. It's not flash, it's not instant. But it removes small things and it gets to put a permanent in your graveyard, which is nice. And Dead Weight. Another fanatical offering. Just the card. Card of the set. And anything else that's exciting there? Not really. Okay, right, next 10. These and 20 more to go. And those wild cards, and we have 3 mythics now. Another wild card, which is nice. Cavern of Souls, the best land you can hope for in a creature type deck, because then they can't be countered. This is why you probably want to have Field of Ruin in most of your decks, because, well, if you run counter spells, I mean, you might want it anyway because there's so many creature lands. Especially if you run counter spells, have a Field of Ruin, because when this comes out, you probably want to blow this up. Oja Axonil. This is the card that's going in my Anvil deck. I don't necessarily like Anvil, but this might make it fun. Another Belligerent. It's kind of cool that you can play cards at the top of your library. You can get lots of things out if they're really cheap. What you can do, is it, especially with like these in the, what's it called, Pirates deck. Yeah. Hammer Skull, that's the word. Okay. Definitely good. Good for like aggro with dinosaurs, but also really good for enabling things like fight rigging, which can also lead to other big dinosaurs. Kind of want to have other dinosaurs in the deck with this, because otherwise, well, I guess at least if you have 4 of these, it's probably okay. You don't want to make it stun every time you attack. Foundry, another Malcolm, which is good. And Impact Hal, really good for going wide. Kind of like Adeline, but possibly better in a way. Awakening and Get Lost. Really good removal. Okay, right, apart from that, Akawali, we've probably got 4 of those by now. We've got the Merfolk, Nikanzil. Yeah, we're going to make a Merfolk deck. We're going to try it out. We're going to see how we can do, how that works out for us. And anything else here that's going to go in the deck? It's going to do anything in particular? The draft. Okay, we've probably got like 4 of those by now. It's definitely going in the black and red sacrifice deck. Poison Dart Frog, always good. Got to tap for mana, give it Death Touch, having reach. There's lots of things, I quite like that. Any other ones of these particularly exciting? Not really. I want to think that Join the Dead is really good. But 3 mana, kill a creature. Gets around indestructible, but I don't think you see that often right now. So, doesn't make that much difference. And for 3 mana, you could kill a creature with just like murder. So, don't see why this is any better, to be honest. It's only really indestructible that gets around, right? So, yeah. If that was really common, then I could see that being better. Okay, only 1 mythic in this. Another Dracosaur. That's number 3 at least. That's good. I wanted to get 4 of those, so we'll see if I open another one. There's not a huge chance I will, but we'll try it. Akal Pakal is the artifacts entering. Look at the top 2 of your library. Yeah, sometimes I think we could use that pretty well. I like it with the Unstable Glyph Bridge, because you can save Akal Pakal as the 1 creature of yours that has power 2 or less, and you kill everything else, and then you get to take an extra card as well. So blue-white artifacts with Akal Pakal could be pretty good. Another Amalia. Another Whale of the Forgotten. Everflowing Well. Dire Flail again. Bedrock Tortoise. 0/6. Creatures you control have hexproof, but only on your turn. I'd like to think that's good. You know, getting that hexproof is pretty good. And then doing damage with its toughness rather than its power. I'll have to have a look if there's anything else, particularly in Standard, that has really good toughness. I guess there are some things in green and black that do. Giving things hexproof, I don't know, that might be good. Sounds good. Okay, Triumphant Chop, I like. Explorer's Cache, I'm going to use. Akawali again. The Explorer's Cache. Those are probably the best there. The Geological Appraiser. Clayfied Bricks is not bad. As a way to, you know, find a plains. It's kind of like the farmhand. You get some plains out of your deck, puts it into your hand. You also get to gain some life, and this gets extra value later on. Kind of expensive, 7 mana to craft it, but if you get there, it's good. The Pirate Hat, good in pirate decks, unsurprisingly. Worked really well for me in draft events. I wonder if that will work in constructed quite as well. And anything else here that's going to be really good? Not really. I want to see more of those bats, unless I already have 4 of them. Draft again. Dead weight again. Okay. More caves. Alright then. Okay, last 10 of the pack. Last 10 packs of the set. And are we going to get another Dracosaur? Chances are pretty low, right? Veto, Loja Patik, Rebound the Instance, and Skullspawn Nexus. I don't think it's my first one, although it says it is. Could make mono green pretty good. Being able to create extra dinosaur creatures that have power and toughness equal to the power of the thing that just died, and we can double the power of something so that we get a huge dinosaur. See that being used a lot. Dire Flail again. We will see if we can use that. Belligerent again. Throne again. The Schooner. Don't know if I already have one of these. It's actually really good. I should have included this in my rares worth crafting, but it got cut for some reason. But it is on my full list on my Patreon, where I have like a list of all the cards in standard that are rare and mythic that I think are worth your wild cards. It's on that list because Crew 1 is really good. You play this on turn 2, attack with turn 3 with, you know, a 3-4 is not bad. It's like having a 3-4 with haste on turn 3. It's really good. And you get to explore as well. So maybe that'll go in Merfolk deck, possibly, rather than Pirates. You would think Pirates because it's a ship, but you know, Merfolk because exploring. Crew 1 works for those like 1/1 hexproof Merfolk you get. You want to make those bigger. Preacher, Restless Reef again. That's like at least a third one of those, I think. And the Tidebinder. I don't play a huge amount of like blue control stuff apart from the mono blue Djinn. But this is really cool, being able to counter activated abilities and then make that permanent lose those abilities. Basically become nothing again. Really cool. Another Yearling. We've probably got 4 of those already. So the dinosaur deck makes itself. Keep Cavern Bat, I really like. It's good to have another one of those. And Bit of Triumph. Yeah, I'm sure we'll use that Chomp. We must have 4 of those already. Over the Edge. Maybe good in the Merfolk deck. I don't know. Explore and explore again. Or destroy something. 2 mana. Which is pretty good. 2+1 counters or 2 land draws. You know, with explore and explore again. And if you have, when you explore, other things happen, then, you know, that's good synergy. Okay. More Merfolk. So we'll make a Merfolk deck. We'll try it out. Simic is not my usual colours, you know. So, not necessarily used to it. But we will give it a go and see what we can make. Draft, we've definitely got 4 of those. And anything else in the commons and uncommons? Mongol Fortitude. This worked pretty well for me in draft games. Chant creature gets +2. When it dies, return it. Something has good ETB or when it enters or when it leaves the battlefield. Pretty cool. Do this with flash. Also, it's another permanent that then goes to the graveyard. We'll just send decks. I don't know if it's good on standard, but it's yeah, worked out really well in draft. Okay, so we've got 6 golden packs left. We've opened all those. Let's see if I can get us to refresh somehow. Okay, it only took closing the game and opening it again, but there you go. That looks a bit better for the wild cards. 113 common, 73 uncommon, 21 rare, and 7 mythic. We're going to get another mythic and another uncommon from opening these golden packs as well. So, not bad from those 100 packs. And of course, 49.3% vault progress, so that's not bad. It only works out to be like another couple of wild cards in the end when we actually get there. Like 2 rares, 1 mythic, 3 uncommons. But it's something extra for all the additional commons and uncommons that I'm not going to use because I have already 4 copies of them. I don't need any more. Okay, so let's open some golden packs. So this is going to be, hopefully no alchemy cards, but it might happen. Anything from the current set or up until back to Dominaria United. I don't think we get anything from the ones before because these are all technically alchemy legal. Like 4th Belligerent, okay. Lovely, another Preacher. Baggins, okay, so that's a Lord of the Rings one, but that's fine. We're going to get some. Hopefully we don't get any more. You'll see. Khan, I quite like Khan. I've never really used him very much. Sentinel, great for the Merfolk deck, so I'm going to be using that. Soul of the Lost, more of those the better. Hulking Raptor, the more of those the better. Really good from the current set, getting all these ones. And Kellen as well. And another Inga and a Seeker. I don't think I've used it before. Let's see, cast creature spells. Drawing lots of cards. Yeah, not bad. Okay, next golden pack. And we have a Shivan Devastator. Did I already have 4 of those? Really? Maybe I only had 3. I don't think I've ever needed to play 4 of those. Terror Tide. I quite like this. All creatures get -X, where X is the number of permanent cards in your graveyard. There are lots of permanent cards in your graveyard, and you have a pretty decent board wipe. Argoth, okay. Hulking Raptor again. Okay, and Deification. Tricky card, I haven't used that. Planeswalkers of a chosen type have hexproof. So yeah, we could get lots of, like, you know, Elsbeths or something. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know if I'll ever use that. It's kind of tricky. Requires too much thought. I prefer the simpler things. Okay, we have another Bloodletter. That's the second one, so that's good. I might have to craft some more on 8 mythic wildcards, so that's okay. Ingenuity, treasures, artifacts, dinosaurs. Don't know if I'll ever use it. There's another Hulking Raptor. Okay, this has worked out pretty well for those. And the Merfolk deck. Okay, Defiler of Instinct. Probably won't use. I like the idea of it, but it's never found a good place for me. It's good to fill out all these other rares and mythics that I've probably only got 3 copies of. Sphinx of Clear Skies. Okay, another Breaches, that's cool. Corpses of the Lost. I'm going to have to try and do something with that. I've got 3 of them now. Other Breaches, look at that. Another Inti, that's the third one of those. And an Urza's Command. Interesting. Yeah, the more rares and mythics that I have 4 copies of means the more extra gems I'm going to get from the midweek magic and other individual card rewards, those ICRs. So it just means I'm going to get more diamonds over time, more gems over time. Trenches, probably won't use that. Lich Knight's Conquest, I like the idea of that. But we have the, what's it called? Bringer of the Last Gift, which I think is better for a mass reanimation spell, I think. Although this seems kind of cool. Restless Fence again, it's nice to have all those. Another Malcolm. The Dark Slick Shores, I didn't have 4 of those. And an Ether Channeler. Don't think I've ever used them, but there's definitely some things we could do with them. Well, okay, that's all the packs for now. So we're finishing now on 113 commons, 74 uncommons, 21 rares, 8 mythics, and 49.3% vault progress. And if we go over to our collection for the set, we are now on 94% of individual cards collected. So we only have a few uncommons we don't have. There's 5 rares and there's 4 mythics we don't have any copies of. So from the Mastery Pass, once we work through that and get some more mythic card rewards, and we get all these other packs and things from here as well, I'm going to be able to fill those out and then see how well we're actually doing on the actual collections. Because 94% is kind of misleading. It's not really 94%. We have 94% of individual cards. We could have 1 copy of each of those, or we could have 3 copies or 4 copies of each of those, but just 0 copies of another one. So we don't really know how much of a set we have based on this number. I would basically ignore that. You can craft the ones you're missing here just to see where you are, but that's kind of a waste of wildcards. Don't do that. So with my wildcards, I've got 21 rares, 8 mythics. I'm going to be crafting whatever I'm missing that I know I'm going to get lots of use out of. So if I have a look at all these new cards I've got, lovely. We'd like to see all these new cards. So okay, Bloodletter, I've got 2 of them. Will I craft another 1 or 2 for a specific deck to get, I've only got 8 mythic wildcards. Do I want to use 2 on those? Probably not. I think I'll try a deck with just 2 of them in, and we'll see how it goes. And then the same for Souls of the Lost. It's rare, which is better because I have more rare wildcards than mythic wildcards. Will I make 2 more of these? Yeah, possibly. Possibly I will. Okay, so what I'll do with my wildcards now, 3 of those, that's really good, is I won't do anything with them right now because, let's move that way, because there are lots of things that I would like to test out over time. There are different cards and combos that get picked out over time as a set develops that we don't know for sure where we want to spend these yet. I'm going to make things with what I've got. I can make really good dinosaur decks now. I have Hulking Raptors and the Hammer Skulls and the Yearlings and the Dracosaurs. I can definitely make some really cool things with that. The Dracosaur, I've got, where is it? 3 copies of. So, do I want a 4th copy? I think I can make do with 3 for now and see how it goes. We've got the Carnosaur that I already crafted some of before, which is really nice as well. So, top end of a Rule Dinosaur deck. It's pretty good there. Oja Axonil, I did want to have more copies of this for my Anvil Sacrifice deck I want to make, which is really good for budget players because everything else is pretty much common and uncommon, and this is like maybe the only rare or mythic card you want to have in the deck. So maybe I'll craft a couple of those. We'll see how it goes. I really do want to save my wildcards as much as possible. It is sensible to do that because as new combos and decks become more popular, you might find out things you want to craft you didn't expect to craft before. Like with Invasion of Alara, that was something I would never think of crafting until the Alara combo deck came out. And it's actually pretty fun and relatively reliable, which I quite like. And we've got, yeah, dinosaurs are going to be easy because we've got these lands as well. Alright, well, that's all we've got time for in the video today. Let me know what you think in the comments below about the cards I got. If there's any ones I haven't mentioned that you think are actually really exciting or that we can do some really cool things with, it would be interesting to hear your thoughts on that. And don't forget, on my Patreon, like I said, I do have a full list of the cards, the rares and mythics worth crafting in Standard. I think are going to be really high value for everything going back to the beginning of Standard, which is like, what, Midnight Hunt? Right, yeah, going all the way back to that for any other cards that you think are worth crafting. I wouldn't necessarily recommend crafting anything before Dominaria. You have still got a year to use it, I guess, so it's not terrible if you do. I mean, yeah, if you've only got like 6 months or less to use something, I probably wouldn't craft it if Standard is where you want to spend your time. But we've still got ages, I guess. We've still got a long time. Alright, well, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Thanks for watching this one to the end. I will see you in the next one.